You've seen them. The Instagram stories with Lamborghinis, the Rolex selfies, the mansion tours with rented Airbnbs passed off as homes. And maybe a part of you admired them. Maybe you thought, wow, they've made it. But here's the truth most won't tell you. Loud wealth is fragile. Quiet wealth is forever. The people flaunting luxury the loudest are often the ones closest to collapse. They're leveraged, indebted, one crisis away from losing it all. Meanwhile, the truly wealthy, the people with generational money, with assets that outlive them, you probably pass them on the street without even noticing, because real wealth doesn't need to scream. It whispers. And in this documentary, I'll show you the Silent Millionaire Code, why real wealth hides, and why fake riches always collapse. Let's start with the obvious. Loud wealth looks exciting. It looks powerful. But underneath, it's a trap. Here's why. 1. Lifestyle inflation. The endless escalator. The moment people start earning, they scale their spending to match it. Bigger cars, bigger homes, flashier vacations. Their income grows. But so do their expenses. It's like running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. No matter how fast you go, you're never free. Because the finish line keeps moving. 2. The debt illusion. Payments. Masquerading as wealth. Most of the rich life you see online. It's financed. Cars on loans. Houses on 30-year mortgages. Watches bought on credit cards. They don't own wealth. They own payments. And the cruel part, those payments don't build assets. They drain them. Quiet millionaires buy things once and let them pay forever. Loud millionaires keep paying for things that never pay them back. 3. The social pressure cycle, chained by image. Once you start flaunting, you have to keep flaunting. Followers expect the next big thing. Neighbors expect upgrades. Friends expect you to pick up the bill. The image must be maintained at all costs. And when income slows down, the pressure doesn't. That's when collapse begins. Here's the secret most people never see. Loud wealth bleeds. Quiet wealth compounds. Every flashy purchase takes away money that could have been invested into something that grows. Stocks, businesses, real estate, even simple index funds. So while the loud millionaire is busy showing off his Ferrari, the quiet millionaire is quietly buying the parking lot that Ferrari sits in. One bleeds, the other compounds. And over a decade, that's the difference between broke and billion. Loud wealth is not just unsustainable. It's a trap designed to keep you stuck in cycles of vanity and debt. But the quiet millionaires, they operate differently. Their psychology is built on patience, privacy, and purpose. In Chapter 2, we'll break down the psychology of quiet money, the invisible traits that make their wealth last for generations. If loud wealth is a trap, quiet wealth is the escape. But here's the thing, it's not just about money. It's about mindset, because real wealth isn't built in the bank account first. It's built in the mind. 1. Patience over instant gratification. Quiet millionaires don't chase the thrill of the moment. They play the long game. Instead of buying the car today, they invest in assets that pay for 10 cars tomorrow. Instead of showing off income, they reinvest it. They know wealth is not speed. Wealth is compounding. Warren Buffett made 99% of his fortune after age 50. Not because of magic, but because compounding takes time. 2. Privacy over performance. Truly wealthy people understand that attention is a liability. Why? Because the more people know about your money, the more pressure you feel to prove it. the more targets you paint on your back. The more you risk becoming a character in someone else's envy. So they live quietly, unassumingly. They don't need validation. They need freedom. Real wealth is when no one knows how wealthy you actually are. 3. Purpose over proving. Loud millionaires buy things to signal wealth. Quiet millionaires invest in things that secure freedom. They don't ask, "How will this look?" They ask, "Will this last?" Their purchases are intentional. Land, businesses, skills, relationships. Because they're not chasing applause, they're building legacies. 4. Scarcity versus abundance mindset. Fake wealth lives in scarcity. Loud millionaires act like money will run out if they don't flaunt it today. But the quiet ones, they operate from abundance. They know more opportunities will come. The world rewards patience. Real assets don't expire overnight. This mindset keeps them calm in chaos, while others panic sell their futures. Case study: the neighbor next door. Research shows that many real millionaires don't live in Beverly Hills or luxury towers. They live in ordinary neighborhoods. Thomas J. Stanley's book, The Millionaire Next Door, found that true millionaires drive used cars, live below their means, avoid flaunting because they know wealth isn't about impression. It's about independence. The psychology of quiet money is simple. Be patient, stay private, invest with purpose. Think in decades, not days. This mindset doesn't just create money, it protects it. In Chapter 3, we'll go deeper into the habits of quiet millionaires, the daily routines and choices that make their wealth unshakable. Mindset is the foundation, but habits are the bricks. Quiet millionaires aren't just different because of how they think. They're different because of what they do daily, and their habits look nothing like the ones flaunted on social media. 1. Relentless learning. The average person stops learning after school. Quiet millionaires? They never stop. They read daily, not for entertainment, but for insight. They study industries, markets, human behavior. They turn mistakes into data, not shame. Warren Buffett once said he spends 80% of his day reading. That's not an accident. That's strategy. 2. Investing spending. Where the loud millionaire sees money as a way to spend, the quiet millionaire sees it as a way to multiply. They buy assets first, luxuries later. They put every extra dollar to work. They measure wealth not by income, but by cash flow and ownership. This single habit separates the rich from the fake rich. 3. Consistency over chaos. Quiet millionaires don't chase overnight wins. They build daily disciplines, budgeting without obsession, exercising for energy, sleeping on time to sharpen focus. Small, repeatable systems, stacked over years, make them unstoppable. It's not what you do once in a while that makes you rich. It's what you do every day without fail. 4. Building, not just consuming. Most people spend their free time consuming TV, scrolling, gossip. Quiet millionaires, they spend it building. Businesses, investments, networks, skills. Every spare hour is a seed planted, and those seeds grow into forests of opportunity. 5. Relationships as capital. Quiet millionaires understand that wealth isn't just financial, it's social. They invest in mentors. They nurture alliances. They give more than they take, because one relationship can open more doors than a lifetime of grinding alone. Quiet millionaires are not superheroes. They're ordinary people who mastered extraordinary consistency. And while habits build wealth, they also protect it. In Chapter 4, we'll explore why loud millionaires almost always go broke, and how the very habits that make them look rich end up destroying them. If quiet millionaires stay rich through patience, privacy, and discipline, loud millionaires collapse for the exact opposite reasons. They don't just lose money, they lose freedom, peace, and sometimes everything they've built. Here's why. 1. Overspending on symbols. Loud millionaires crave validation, so they spend fortunes on symbols of wealth. Luxury cars that depreciate the moment they leave the showroom. Designer clothes that lose value after a season. Mansions that drain them with taxes, maintenance, and staff. They confuse symbols of wealth with sources of wealth, and that confusion bleeds them dry. 2. Debt as a lifestyle. Many loud millionaires don't actually own their lifestyle. They rent it with debt. Mortgages on oversized homes, car loans on luxury vehicles, credit lines for investments that are really just expenses. On the surface, they look rich. Underneath, they're shackled to liabilities. Debt isn't just numbers, it's chains, and the louder you live, the tighter those chains get. 3. Fragile income streams. Quiet millionaires build multiple cash-flowing assets. Loud millionaires often rely on one fragile income source: a business, a brand, a career. When markets shift, their flashy lifestyle crumbles overnight. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed this brutally. Influencers flaunting luxury disappeared when sponsorships dried up. Business owners with no reserves went bankrupt. The loudest fell the hardest. 4. Chasing vanity over value. Loud millionaires think wealth is about looking successful, so they buy to impress, post to prove, spend to signal. But while they're busy impressing strangers online, the quiet millionaires are busy buying real assets that quietly work for them in the background. One group gets applause today, the other gets freedom forever. 5. The collapse cycle. Here's how it plays out. 1. Flashy spending to look rich. 2. Rising debt to maintain the image. 3. Pressure to earn more, faster. 4. One downturn, recession, layoffs, business loss. 5. Collapse. And when collapse comes, it's brutal. Because the louder you've lived, the harder it is to step back quietly. Quiet wealth builds. Loud wealth burns. The habits that make loud millionaires look powerful are the very ones that destroy them. And now, in Chapter 5, we'll put it all together, giving you the blueprint to build wealth that lasts. Now you know the traps of loud wealth and the psychology of quiet wealth. But knowledge without action is wasted. So let's put it all together into a blueprint you can actually follow. This isn't theory. These are steps you can start today. Step 1. Build an emergency foundation. Before you chase investments or assets, secure your base. 6-12 months of living expenses in cash or safe instruments. No high-interest debt weighing you down. Quiet millionaires aren't reckless. They build a safety net first. Step 2. Prioritize assets over liabilities, but every dollar has two paths. Buy something that fades. Buy something that grows. Always choose the second. Stocks, index funds, real estate, businesses, skills, assets that pay you back month after month. Rule of thumb: if it takes money out of your pocket, it's a liability. If it puts money into your pocket, it's an asset. Step 3. Invest in knowledge first. Quiet millionaires know that money without wisdom is dangerous, so they invest in Books, courses, mentors. Skills that compound: communication, investing, leadership. Understanding markets instead of blindly following hype. Knowledge multiplies every other investment. Step 4. Play the long game. Wealth is rarely explosive. It's gradual. Reinvest profits instead of cashing out early. Avoid trends that burn fast. Think in decades, not days. A simple index fund, compounded over 20 years, beats most flashy investments sold by loud millionaires. Step 5. Protect privacy. Build freedom. True wealth is the ability to live on your terms. Don't flaunt. Don't invite envy. Don't get trapped in social validation. Keep your wealth quiet. Let your freedom be loud. Step 6. Design for legacy, not lifestyle. Loud millionaires chase the next big purchase. Quiet millionaires design systems that last beyond them. Businesses that can run without them. Real estate that pays families for generations. Investments that keep compounding even when they're gone. Because true wealth isn't about looking rich. It's about staying rich. The path is clear. 1. Build your foundation. 2. Acquire assets. 3. Keep learning. 4. Play long-term. 5. Stay private. 6. Build for legacy. Follow this, and you don't just become wealthy. You become unshakable. And that's the Silent Millionaire Code. If this resonated with you, don't just watch. Act. Subscribe for more life-changing documentaries. Comment below. Are you living loud or quiet with your money? Share this with a friend who needs to hear it, because at the end of the day, loud wealth fades, quiet wealth lasts.